How you going, guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. Today's job, we're going to get on to making the leveling feet for our new Megabore lathe, and if you missed the video of it being unloaded and brought into the workshop, there'll be a link in the description below. So it did come with its own leveling feet. They are a wedge style, and I'm not a big fan of those, and there are a couple of reasons why. These ones aren't made from a very high quality material, and because the bolt is made from mild steel and the foot is made from cast iron, they tend to gall and lock up. And when you've got load on the foot and you're trying to adjust the bolt, it can bend them. And another reason is a limited space behind the lathe to actually get the feet installed and get enough leverage on them to adjust them. And these just sit under the lathe, they're not fixed to it at all. There are J-bolts to go with this setup that get installed into the concrete, and then the lathe is lowered down over the top of those, which will retain those mounts. But that's not an option in this workshop, and it's not something I would do anyway because of how much the concrete moves. And probably my biggest problem with them is they are green, not blue. No, that's not really the reason. The biggest problem is there is only 10 mil of adjustment from its lowest to its highest point for the feet, and I know that is not enough for how uneven the concrete is in this workshop. So that is why we are not using those leveling feet, and we're going to be making our own. But this lathe is a little bit different to the others in our workshop. There are no threads in the base to put in an adjustment bolt and then level the machine, so we're going to have to make our feet adjustable. And the first thing we need to do is cut the material for the feet, and what we're using is a scrap cylinder rod. Generally this would go straight in the metal scrap bin, but because it's not a customer job or a critical component, we're going to reuse it. And this bar is 170mm 4140, which will be the perfect size to go under a lathe that weighs 18 tonne. And for those of you wondering, this was a bucket cylinder rod off a Hitachi EX2500. And to cut this, we're using our Everising 360 horizontal bandsaw. And because this is semi-automated, I'm just going to set the cut length to 55mm, and then we can input the number of parts we want cut and hit the go button. So that's all the material cut for the feet. Now we need to cut the next part, which is 65mm 4140 hex bar. So that's all the hex bar cut, and what we're going to be turning these into is the adjustment bolts which get threaded into the feet, but they will be internally threaded as well to an M30, and that is so once these are in position, a bolt can be put down through the base into the foot and lock everything in position. So we're going to get our first one set up in the lathe and start machining. First thing I'm going to do is face the end to clean it up and then put a chamfer on it. Now we're going to use our 27mm U-drill and drill it to a depth of 50mm. Now I'm just going to chamfer that leading edge. Unfortunately, my countersinking bit doesn't fit the drill chuck, so I'm just going to use the end of a 40mm drill. Now I'm going to use an M30 spiral tap and tap that hole. Now with this end done, we're going to flip it, face it, and center drill it. Now we're going to get it set up using the live center so we can machine this end for the external thread. And we need to machine the diameter down to 52mm. And we've chosen that bolt diameter because it works perfectly with the drill when we go to machine the feet. that's not chipping at all. I'm going to increase the feed rate and hopefully get it to chip. I'm just going to chamfer the two edges and then I can thread it. To thread it, I'm using a full form insert and I'm going to set my lead screw to 12 TPI. That is going to give us very fine adjustment when we go to level the lathe. So that's our thread cut. I'm just going to file the start of the thread just to clean it up. Righto guys, so that's our first one done. I'm going to see if we can do the second one a little bit quicker. So that's our second one done. They're taking about 10 minutes to complete, and because there's 16 more to do and they're all the same, I've just gone ahead and got them done. And now that we've got all 18 of our adjustment bolts completed, we're going to get on to machining the feet.
Hey. Good boy. I say good boy.
First thing we need to do is face and chamfer this side. Now we're going to flip it and do the same to the other side. Now we're going to use our 50mm BPK spade drill and drill a hole all the way through it. Now we're just going to add a chamfer to that edge, and then we're going to thread it. And we're going to thread this 12 TPI to match the bolt. So that's our first one completed, and that adjustment bolt screws in there perfectly. That thread is spot on, but we've still got 17 more to do, so we're just going to get stuck in and get them done. Righto guys, so that's all of our 18 leveling feet completed. I think they look fantastic and they are a massive improvement from what came with the lathe. Each of them took about 30 minutes to make, including cutting and machining, so all up there's about 9 hours work. We did save a little bit of money because we didn't have to buy in the 170mm bar. All we had to buy was the 65mm hex bar, and for the length it was $420. And now we're going to show you how one of these will work under the lathe. And to secure the lathe to the leveling feet, we're going to be using M30 bolts. So that's how the leveling feet work. They are that easy. Unfortunately, we have run out of time today, so we're not going to get a chance to level this, and I still need to borrow a set of toe jacks from Scott's Transport to lift the lathe up and get it off the timbers. So even though we can't level it today, something I am curious to see is how much torque it's going to take to wind up our leveling feet and see how easy they are to adjust to lift the lathe.
Pretty easy.
Very easy.
And you move that half a mil.
Half a mil. So now that these are completed, obviously the next thing is we're going to be leveling the lathe, so stay tuned for that video. Thanks for watching.
Oh.
And making 18 of these got very repetitive, and I hope I don't have to make a leveling foot for a very long time. First thing I'm going to do is... oh fuck me.
This is going really well.
Cut it. And another reason is a limited space behind the lathe. And another reason why it's... I think they look fantastic and they are... oh fuck me. But this lathe is a little... oh fuck me. But this... oh fuck me. And what we're going to be using is a scrap... oh fuck me.
Just try again.
I am trying. Many times.
Do you need a minute?
I don't know if it's going to help.
Stop it.
I'm just going to go back. Fucking spider web.
That light's flickering. Is there any way to... no.
All I can do.
Why is it even doing that now?
I don't know.
Is it a bulb? Can it be like...
LED.
Hit it. There we go. Just gotta threaten it. They're so cute. Look at the bee. Waddle, waddle, waddle.